27. Oh, my back. Oh, Jesus. I feel like I'm being crushed by a 200-pound lift foam roller on my back right now. Oh.
For the Empire State right now?
Last week we made some pretty good progress on hip drive into the barbell. We used a drill from Alexei Tarokty to work on getting this nice long pull and then a super fast sit. I want to keep working on that, making progress. We're going to add a little bit of variation to with your footwork today so you can get nice and fast and stable. First thing I want you to do to get warmed up is start with this tap tap drive. Give me a couple good ones with the technique bar. Pull it up to your chest. Good. Let it rattle. Louder. That's better. Good. What's the secret to get it to rattle?
Make contact. Timing, good contact.
Timing.
To drive up. Yeah, timing.
Hit first and then pull. Okay, do 3 more. This time, it's going to be tap, tap, drive. When it gets to the highest point, I want you to drop underneath it. Turn it into a snatch. Not bad. Yeah, not bad.
You got it to left thing.
Do is high pull, the third one, snatch. That's right. Snatch. Again. Nice. Snatch. Don't do anything differently when you snatch. Don't think about anything different. Don't think about snatching. Think about doing a third high pull, 2, 3, and once it's all the way up here and you finish the pull, sit down underneath it. Keep it the same. Your pulls are good. 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 Now same thing and sit under it. Better. Under it. Yes, sir. One more time. Great. Love it. Rest. You know the weight should be back where?
In the mid-sole?
Mid-foot.
Mid-foot.
Back edge of the heel. That's the best thing to think about. It feels the same as a calf raise. Do a couple calf raises, that's what the balance is. You like these kicks, by the way? Yeah. We're gonna put a little weight on the bar. We're also gonna put plates on either side so that you're gonna snatch up and out onto the plate. It's gonna force you to move your feet aggressively every time. With your feet here inside the plates. You can adjust them to be wider so that they fit your stance. I want you to stand with the heel of your foot in line with the middle of the plate. This way, when you jump onto them, you'll land with your whole foot on the plate. If you stand back here, the heels will be off. If you stand up here, the toes will be off. Heel in line with the middle of the plate, whole foot should land on the plate, no problem. 4. Midfoot. Very nice. Little short pull.
What tires me out is just sitting right here.
Sitting in the bottom.
Yeah, just sitting at the bottom. Like not even, the weight's not even up. Just trying to get in position.
Yeah.
It's tiring me out.
Yeah. Pretty common for beginners to tell me that they'll get exhausted while we're trying to figure out where their setup is. And over time, I mean, you have to be able to hang out there, read a magazine, watch TV, have a conversation. Yeah. That's good. You're getting comfortable. I can see it. Midfoot. That's the long pull.
Yeah. I tried to.
Come on, snatch.
I feel like I'm forward and that I'm trying to keep my feet like I'm pushing my hips back.
Yeah. So make the bar come with you. Make the bar and your upper body come backwards with you. One more time. Pull, snatch. Not bad. Good. Your snatches look better than your pulls. That's enough here. We're gonna go up. Snatches look better than pulls. That's great. Let's go to blue.
With training mask, go to trainingmask.com.
I'm hitting the shoulder. Now, are you hitting between the hip bone and the pubic bone?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Between right here.
Between right there and right there. Where are your hip bones? Come all the way up there. Okay, and your pubic bone? So you should be hitting right about here. Where are you hitting?
Right here.
Are you hitting on the bone?
Right here, yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Try to hit a little bit higher. So just take your grip out like a centimeter on each side.
Out?
Yeah, a centimeter on each side.
all the way
You're already collar to collar?
Yeah.
All right, turn your wrists under a little bit. So
I thought I've been doing that.
pretty nice. Snatch.
So focus on this.
Yeah, you got really good drive. I like the rhythm underneath the bar. That press out in competition, it's not going to count.
Yeah.
The other thing with the press out is that it's very bad for your shoulder. It puts a lot of stress on your shoulder to do that. So it happens sometimes, but avoid it as much as possible. And just don't. You'll see some people in the training hall, in the gym, they'll be pressing out every lift, pretending like they're keeping it locked. Their training partner's sitting right there watching them press it out over and over, not saying anything. Friends don't let friends press out lifts. All right? It's not good for you. It's pretty typical for people to be sore here when they first start making this hip contact. So, you know, if you start peeing blood, let me know. But until then, if you're hitting the bone, it's always gonna hurt. That's not good. Hit a little bit higher than the bone. So if you need to, the first thing is widen the grip. If you can't go any wider, turn the knuckles down. If your knuckles are turned down and your grip is wide, then we have to start talking about a little bit of arm bend into the hip to get into the right spot. That should always be a last resort. That's always gonna rob a little bit of power from you. So we wanna try to avoid it as much as we can.
Seems like we want to go that route anyway. Tried to land on it.
I think you were standing too far forward instead of in the middle of it. So then when you jump, just the heel stayed on. What we've done is we've taken the plates away so that we can see if he'll still move his feet as sharp and as fast as he was when they were there. Let's see. Yeah! Good. Good. Come on, let me hear it. We're gonna just do some pulls now. Today, we're gonna do front squats. So it'll be back squats. I want you to start doing that. 2 back squat days, 1 front squat day every week. Wait. Alright, we're gonna try that again. Not bad, not bad.
Crack it, 225.
Better with more weight on the bar.
It's a mental thing. bitch, slap the shit out that way. Loving it. McDonald's flavor.
Kid's an animal. He's unstoppable. Keep putting weights on, he keeps throwing them up. We're gonna run out of plates pretty soon. We're gonna run out of room on the bar.
This goes out to the guy who was like, there's no way you're gonna ever get close to being good at snatching in a year. I'm not good like that, but I'm getting there.
One more. Yeah, for sure. A little more pull. You shorten it a little bit. It's not heavy. Do the same thing you've been doing.
So close.
The music going off kind of fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
If you make this for your squats, you don't have to do 10s today. You only have to do 8s. But if you miss it, you're doing 3 sets of 10. Deal? Or you can just stop right now and then you don't even have to worry about it.
Forming Voltron right now, y'all. Forming Voltron.
So this is your most recent one. And this is kind of leaning over in the pull is not ideal, but let's set that aside for a second. And what's
Too forward.
But let's see why. Back could be a little bit tighter in your first pull off the ground. Hips are coming up a little bit without shoulders. So you're already ending up, what's gonna happen when the hips stay this far back, it's a pendulum effect. They swing back, and then when they come into the bar, they swing too far forward and push it forward. So that's one thing. If you could lift your chest up, lead with the chest more like a squat, right? You would never squat by shooting your hips up and leaving your chest down. So if you can think about squatting it up, it's gonna set you up a little better. This is a pretty extreme, I mean, it's good, but it's more extreme than it needs to be. You shoved your knees back to the point where your shins are past vertical. They're almost leaned back a little bit. So you could probably push your knees back a little bit less. I love how far over the bar you are here, but it's a little more than it needs to be. The shift into the bar is happening a little bit too late. I'd like for it to start and get deeper. So here, you're shifting at about right there, beginning your shift. By the time the bar gets into your hip, you're already leaned forward. Your heels are down. Instead of staying midfoot, 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 and pulling the bar back into you a little bit. Do you see that?
Yeah.
As you extend, because your weight is so far forward into your foot, everything starts to drift forward, and you end up jumping out underneath it. There's some really good stuff here, though. This position, this extended position, I mean, you look like a world champion. Body as straight as an arrow, a little bit of pullback in the shoulders, bar right up against you. This is really good. It's what's happening before and after. So if we can get a little more control in these first few inches, leading with the chest a little bit more, that'll keep the bar a little bit tighter. Hopefully we won't knock it out in front, and you'll be able to catch it. This is really close, though. I want to take the weight down, and I want to work on staying in the heels through the power position.
That's my problem, standing on the heels.
And it's a very common problem. People get excited. They want to smash their hips into the bar. They want to feel it. They want to hear it, but they're having it go too fast. It's like if you were throwing a baseball and you released it too early. If you released it while it was back here instead of there, you're losing your power by spending it too early. Think about jumping backwards. We got blood. This is set up, set up, set up, set up, set up. Ah, now you can go for it. A little bit better. You're all the way out, right? Can't go wide. Give it a little bit of bend so it sits in the hip. Yeah, jump from there.
My shoulders. That's what's fucking me up right now.
Shoulders are done. Take a second, get your breath, have a snack, gummy bears, whatever people eat. First movement is the hips coming up. Do you see that? Yeah. Before the chest. So we need to start pulling with the chest up a little bit more. It's great that you can hold this way out over the bar position. A lot of people wouldn't be able to hold this position. I want to start, this is what I like, the beginning, the scoop, but I want to get that scoop a little bit deeper. You see, you're pushing your knees forward a few inches, and then you're letting your heels come up, starting to extend. I want you to get really deep under that bar, like a nice deep scoop, scooping underneath it so that you can get a straighter drive.
Dude was talking about bringing the hips straight instead of getting under it.
This is really good. How straight your body is, how close the bar is to you. The problem is what's happening right before that and right after that. But the actual extension point is very, very nice. So if we can get you a little bit better lift off the ground and a little bit better scoop, combined with this powerful extension, you'll snatch whatever you want to. Good job pulling the bar very high, getting the elbows high. I love the footwork, pressed in, and then flipping at the last second. That's exactly what I want it to be. So you're no longer jumping off the floor, you're no longer letting all your weight come into your toe, doing the Michael Jackson thing. Your feet are moving much better today. So some very good work, fixed a couple things in the start, you're gonna be good to go. It's time to squat. One plate of each color, and I want, what did I say, 3 sets of 10, right?
Yeah.
All right, 3 sets of 10. We'll squat, when it gets heavy, you'll let the hips come back and kind of stand up like this, right? For weightlifting, I want to train you to be as vertical as possible. Keep the chest as high as possible. So I want you to squat like that.
That means I gotta widen my base.
You're gonna have to widen your stance a little bit. I want you to pull your hands in very tight to your body. Almost feel like you're flexing your bicep because your hands are in so tight. Point your elbows straight at the floor. That's gonna help keep your torso vertical. You squat down. When you get to the bottom, think about squeezing your butt as hard as you can and pushing your hips this way. So they stay right under you. You don't want any pop out whatsoever. It's gonna make the weights feel harder. It's gonna make the hip mobility work a little bit harder, but whatever, you just do it. All right? Discipline, it's about discipline.
Jeff missed the first set. Lloyd Banks. See you next. It's only 7. My back. 3 more. Fuck.
Honestly, it's a hard block. That's writing it. You're going to be training very hard. That looks good.
10. Alright, YouTube, last set. I'm trying my hardest to do it in 1 full set, but that shit's killing me right now. My lower back is Jesus. I feel like I'm being crushed by a 200-pound foam roller on my back right now. Oh.